Greetings, hello, welcome to this video. We'll be doing examples of non-linear inequalities. So let's get started. Example 1. Okay, say we are given x squared. Okay, let me write it neatly. Example 1. So given x squared minus x minus 20 is less than 0. The question would probably say, let's say, question would be solve and graph. Solve and graph. Oh, okay. Solve and graph the given non-linear inequality. So solve and graph the given non-linear inequality. Okay, to do this, let me write down the steps that we'll use. Steps. Okay, so step 1 would you solve. We'll solve. Oh, by that I mean factorize. And find the zeros of the nonlinear inequality. So summarizing this, find zeros. Find zeros, that's step 1. Step 2, okay, what is step 2? Once you've found the zeros, plot your zeros. Plot or sketch the zeros on a number line. Okay. One thing you will find after sketching, you will discover that the zeros will divide the number line into regions or boundaries or sets. So from the divided sets, and just take some test points, right? Evaluate test points or regions, or evaluate test points from each region. Yes, let me say it that way. Evaluate test points from each region or boundary. secondary. Yeah, that satisfies the condition. In other words, that meet the given condition, that meet the given condition. Okay, what do I mean by condition? In this case, our condition is that the given nonlinear inequality should be less than 0. So let's apply these conditions. Let's do some application. Okay. I may change, may bring down. Okay, so let's do some application. Application of these rules. Okay, so problem 1 is that x squared minus x minus 20 is less than 0. That's our problem, and we're asked to graph it and sketch it. The condition states that this must be less than 0. In other words, 0 is greater than whatever value we get here. So let's get on to solving, shall we? Alright. Okay. To solve this, the first point says factorize. It says solve the equation or factorize to find your zeros. So let's find the zeros. First step, find zeros. Cool. Let's do that. To find zeros, we need to factorize this one. So I'll go right on and factorize. Okay, I see that it's x squared. It's a quadratic equation, meaning it has 2 zeros. So I'll go ahead and just write the brackets. Now I need to find numbers that when I add them, they'll give me -1, which is the coefficient of x. And when I multiply those two numbers, they should give me -20. So how do I get those numbers? When I list down all the factors that go into 20, so those numbers have to be factors of 20. Okay, so we'll say from the factors of 20, okay, we have 1, 2, okay, we have 4, then we have 5, and we have 10, and then we have, what else? We have 20 itself. Okay, cool. So 1 goes in, let me just do this for each factor. Okay, so 1 goes in 20 times. 2 goes in 20 10 times. 4 goes in 25 times. 5 goes in 4 times. And 10 goes in 22 times. And 20 goes in 21 times. Alright, cool. So these are factors. We have 1 and 20, we have 2 and 10, we have 4 and 5, 5 and 4, 10 and 2, 20 and 1. So we need factors that when we add them, they must give me -1. So in other words, one of them has to be Okay, I can already, I'll just take 4 and 5, meaning one has to be positive and the other has to be negative. So let's try minus 4 plus 5. Minus 4 plus 5 gives me positive 1. Okay, how about positive 4 minus 5? This gives me negative 1. And what happens if I multiply 4? 4 times minus 5 gives me minus 20. So there we go, we have our factors. Yebo. Okay. So our factor is minus 5, x minus 5, and x plus 4. If we multiply the brackets out, if we multiply or expand the brackets, you'll be able to find out that this takes us back to what we are given there. Okay, maybe let me just do that. Quick test. So x multiplied by x gives me x squared, and then x again multiplied by 4. Okay, multiplied by 4 gives me plus 4x, and we go to minus 5 multiplied by x, it gives us minus 5x, and what, one more, minus 5 multiplied by 4, positive 4, gives us minus 20. Okay, now we just collect like terms. X squared has no like term, plus 4x and minus 5x, these are like terms. 4x minus 5x gives me minus x, and then minus 20 has no other term, it's on its own. And there we go, back to the original equation. Voila, this is cool, nice stuff. So yeah, if what you're given is you have large numbers or huge numbers that you can't work out all the factors, it's always good to use the quadratic equation to get your factors. Quadratic equation. So this is one way. Another method that we could have done is we could have used the quadratic equation. X is equals to minus b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a, where, well, x squared plus bx plus c equals to 0, where b is your coefficient of x, in this case it's minus 1, and then c is your constant term, minus 20 in this case, and then a is your constant term of x squared, so in this case 1. So probably we'll have a look at this in another video. For now, let's solve. Okay, so let's get this solved. Okay, cool. So we have found out that x minus 5 and x plus 4 is the factors of x squared minus x minus 20. So to solve this, guys, let's equate this to 0. So x minus 5 equals to 0. and x plus 4 equals to 0. From here we see that x is equals to 5 and x is equals to minus 4. Excellent. Nice stuff. Good stuff. So x is equals to minus 4 and x is equals to 5. These are zeros. These are the zeros for given non-linear inequality. So we found our zeros. And now let's sketch them on our number line. Okay. So this is our number line. This is our number line. Okay. So it moves all the way from minus infinity to positive infinity. Okay, on the number line we'll have positive 5 and minus 4. So let's arrange this in ascending order. So we'll start with minus 4, then 5. Okay, cool. Alright, let's do that. So we'll put minus 4 and probably put 5 here. Okay. So what we can see right from here is that these zeros are dividing the number line into three regions. We'll call this region 1, and we'll call this region 2, we'll call this region 3. Okay. So these are three boundaries or three regions. Region 1 is from negative infinity to minus 4. And the second region is from minus 4 to 5. So you have all these numbers inside. It's just a set of numbers. Third region is from 5 to positive infinity. Okay. So third point says we need to test out some points, evaluate test points from each region and see which ones meet the given condition. Okay. So let's do that. Don't use, in this case we have the sign is what is less than 0, and we're given our quadratic equation this sign. So less than 0, this sign means the zeros are not included on our sketch, or we don't use them as test points. Okay, so let's test these things out. Okay, let's see. Okay, this should be x squared minus x minus 20. Let's have a point here. Let's say, okay, minus 5 and minus 7. You can just pick any of these points to test in this region. Okay, in this region from minus 4 to 5, I can use minus 3, I can use minus 2, I can use 0, I can use 1, 2, 3, any of those. So I'll use 0. In this region, I'll use 6. Okay. So let's test these points out with minus 5. Okay, so x squared, so I'll replace x with minus 5. Okay, so it's minus 5 squared minus 5 minus 20 is less than 0. Less than 0. Okay. Alright, minus 5 squared, that gives us 25. 25 minus 1 minus gives us plus 5 minus 20 less than 0. 25 plus 5, that gives us 30 minus 20 should be less than 0. 30 minus 20, the answer is 10. And we see right here that this region, the first region, does not meet the given condition, does not satisfy the condition, because 10 is not less than 0. So this region does not meet the test, doesn't pass. Let's move to the second region, which is from minus 4 to 5. So in this case, we'll use 0 as a test point. Minus 0 minus 20 should be less than 0. Okay, 0 squared is just 0, minus 0 is just 0, so minus 20 is definitely less than 0, so this region meets the given condition. Last region, 6 squared minus 6 minus 20 should be less than 0. 6 squared, 6 times 6. Alright, what is 6 times 6? Now let's go 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Okay, 6 plus 6, that gives me 12, 12, 12. Okay, 12 plus 12, that is 24 plus 12, that gives me 36. Alright, so 6 squared is 36. 6 squared is 36. Alright, 36 minus 6 minus 20 should be less than 0. 36 minus 6, that gives me 30. Minus 20 should be less than 0. 30 minus 20, that gives me 10, less than 0. And we see right there that there's no way 10 is less than 0. So the conditions are not met in the third region. So from here you see this region does not meet the condition. So the only region that meets the condition is from minus 4 to minus 5. Okay, so now we can sketch our results from minus infinity, positive infinity, minus 4 to 5. Okay. Okay, so this is the set of our domain that gives us the correct, that satisfies the condition is minus 4 to minus 5. So all numbers in this region, this set contains the answers to the given condition. Alright, cool. So there it is, a set of values that give the correct answers are all the values from -4 to +5, excluding 4, -4 and 5. So all the values or set of elements inside here will give you or will satisfy the given condition. So there you have it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed, and like the video and share it with your friend. Cool.